pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with for all.
Father in heaven, via Zoom, we're grateful for the blessings that we've received, the respect that we have for one another's opinions. We pray at this time that we might be inspired to do those things that are right and benefit. Ask that thy spirit be with us and do so in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. If anyone has a statement of belief at this time, they can get up and city council meetings. We are going to continue to have a prayer city council meetings. If anyone would like to offer up any other kind of prayer, city can. So that's how we work it, and that's how we're going to keep working it. So we're going to move on. Approval of agenda and a declaration of conflicts from anyone. So that's where we're at now.
I move that we go ahead and approve the agenda order.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now that we approved that, the consent agenda, the city expenditures are still being looked at by our accountant. So we're going to have to move those until next month. So we won't be doing that tonight. So we're going to move right through this tonight. Presentation, Miss Tokerville Royalty. You young ladies come on up and we get to meet you. Yeah, come up to the mic. Jake, will you make sure that mic's turned on? Okay, thank you.
Hi, we're your 2023 royalty. I'm Miss Tocqueville Grace Christensen.
Hi, I'm Hannah Williams, the first attendant.
Jill Peterton, I'm the second attendant.
I'm Hayden Cochran, Miss Congeniality.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited to serve this year and hope that we can bring tons of fun to Tocqueville.
Well,
So thank you for having us.
Well, hang on, don't go nowhere. So just so you know, there's going to be some work for you guys this year. We're gonna use you quite a bit. So our socials and breakfasts and parades and everything.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're excited.
good. So you guys look like it's going to be fun. I think you're going to have a lot of fun this year. And we thank you for participating and representing us. I don't know about the California shirt, but you know.
I think I choked and got that. I'm sorry. Won't happen again.
No, you're fine. It just, Chuck pointed it out, so I had to,
Gotta give you crap. It's all
Yeah,
good.
no, we're good. I know your parents, so we'll take care of that. So.
I missed the event, so I didn't know if they could each do their talent thing.
Their talent thing? Well, I was hoping for a
No,
short
and
meeting
they're not
tonight.
willing.
Are you guys
Yeah.
prepared for that?
No.
That's over.
Okay.
A lot of head shaking no over there.
Well, we appreciate you doing this and representing us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't
All right. See you, ladies. City department reports. We are going right to that. Afton, this will be.
Yeah, so normally we do the reports at the
Right.
beginning of it. But we had a couple of other updates that we just wanted to make people aware of now. One of those is the formation of the emergency preparedness. We looked into putting this together as a board. Councilman Sands, Mayor Sip, myself, we met, we went through some different things, and we've talked. We have looked at some state recommendations. We've looked at what other cities are doing, things that we have already done. I'll just kind of tell you a couple of things that we've already done and then some other things that we are willing to commit to. Some of the things that we have done, we received ARPA money, COVID money. We put in at the Springs Drive, we put in a generator for emergency preparedness, obviously to keep our water tanks going in a case of an emergency. We bought flashing signs for the ends of town, which we put notices on and things, but we also purchased that out of that COVID money. Then some things that we have looked into is obviously a generator for the city office so that people can come here. We're looking into natural gas / propane tanks, keeping our diesel tanks full for equipment here at the city office. We're going to start an emergency text sign up And so you'll be able to sign up for text messages for emergencies. We already store sandbags. We are going to add more sandbags. And sorry, and Darren, you were at that meeting as well. So we talked through what the city's actually done in prior emergency situations and the way they handled that. We're working with Stephen Lisenby from Laverkin, who works with the governor's office, on getting the water buffaloes so that we can have water stored. And then we are going to be looking into what services the American Red Cross offers, if they offer any here. That's as far as we've gone with emergency preparedness. It doesn't make a lot of sense for us to store food. It doesn't make a lot of sense for us to, just have that on hand. And so we're really, really, really going to focus this year on encouraging people to become self-reliant independently of the city. Not saying that we won't, we'll do these things that we've committed to on here, but that is where it is. We are also going to work with Ray Bentz to get a license for the radio tower that he has so that he said he'd be willing to broadcast in emergencies, things for us. So that's kind of where we're starting at that. There's a lot of things with forming the board. It takes a very, very long time in government to form a board, to form a committee, to get the resolutions and to do that. So there might be things in the background that we're doing, but as far as what the city is willing to commit to at this point, that's the list of things that we are doing. Moving on from emergency preparedness, code enforcement. We are going to be advertising for new code enforcement. Our former code enforcement is no longer with us. And so we are going to be doing an advertisement that will run. It's a paid position. It will run from the 16th. So starting tomorrow to the 28th. We're going to run that through the end of the month. If you already have a complaint in with code enforcement, that's what we're doing. It's still in the queue and we're working on those. If you have a problem with a dog or a vicious dog, please call. If you have a problem with just a dog and running loose, that's been the major complaint. We need to call Laverkin City. If it is something that is criminal, as far as a dog attacking you or your family or things like that, then obviously that goes to the sheriff's office. And then next week we have a meeting with Washington to get a county prosecutor. And so with Eric Clark's office, we're going to meet with them to get a county prosecutor, move forward on criminalizing the code so that we can actually enforce some of these violations. Our new code enforcement is, I should mention, there's going to be the job description, but our new code enforcement is only going to be complaint-based. So we are not going to start driving around town looking for people that have cars that are or garbage piled up. We're going to handle like what's on a complaint basis first, and we're going to try to get that going, and then we're going to add to it. We're going to do it step by step, and eventually, hopefully, yes, we can get into having the city cleaned up. If you have a complaint, you can file a complaint either online, you can come into the office and we can walk you through that. But that's how we do that and get those to code enforcement. So we're moving forward on that. If you have a current complaint and you have a question, you can just call me. And then so we wanted to talk about that. A couple of other things we wanted to talk about on the announcements. First of all, the city office is going to be closed on Monday for President's Day. So that's just one note that we wanted to make you aware of. A couple of things. We're undergoing a website right now, a total reconstruction of the website. Sarah's been doing a great job with that. And so another 5-6 weeks or so, we talked about it today, until we'll have our test demo. And then hopefully within a couple of weeks of that, we'll have the final. We are trying to have it live, but it's not looking like it's going to be in time for our budget strategy session or the state of the mayor. So the budget strategy session, we're only required one public hearing for the budget. However, we are doing like 3 or 4 of them. We did this last year. We started them in March. We did March, April, May, and June, even though we're only required to do just the one in June. We wanted to kind of get some feedback and do that. The budget strategy session, last year we held it in Laverkin. We were doing the office remodel. This year we're going to do it at the Springs Event Center. And so that will be done on Tuesday, March 7th at 11 a.m. to 1. And the budget strategy session is not a public hearing, but you're more than welcome to come. It's a public meeting. It'll be public noticed, but it's a chance for city council to kind of put down on paper what your goals are for the city, what you think that a good direction, or what you would like to see us prioritize as far as spending. It does not mean that you'll get all of your asks, but at least it gives us the feedback to do that as we start to craft the next year's budget. So we're going to start in March on the 7th. The next thing that we're going to do is new to Tokerville. We're going to do a State of the City Mayor's Address and a public open house. This is something that we think it will be super beneficial because it will cover not only some of the budget items and things that we have spent money on this year, but it will also give the mayor an opportunity to kind of just tell you where we are and where we think that we're going, where we'd like to go. It'll talk about some projects that are under construction. It will talk about water updates and where we are with water, both with the Water Conservancy District, an update on parks and where we are with those, including the Westfield Park. So it'll be a really good opportunity for people to see that. We're going to have a couple of exhibit type booths set up where you can see maps of development, where it's planned, where it's proposed. And so I think it'll be just a really good public open house, but then also the mayor's address. So that is going to be on Tuesday, March 14th. And that is actually going to be here at Town Hall. So we're going to do it out in the old town hall at 6 p.m. And then that's really it for my report. I'll just tell you quickly though, well, actually one more thing, the spring community cleanup that we're doing on Friday, it will run that weekend, Friday, March 17th through the 20th. So that one we have decided, we get 4 community dumpsters. And we've had lots of people give us suggestions of where they think that they should go. We used to have one up in TRE. It was empty most of the time. We don't know if they just didn't have a lot of garbage or what.
They're pretty
But
clean up there.
It was,
so.
yeah, maybe their HOA is doing a great job, but they did not have a lot. So for a couple of years, the dumpster was gone. This year, we've had requests to put it back. So what we've done is we're allowed 4 dumpsters under the program. We get 4 dumpsters for free. We actually have added 2 additional dumpsters. And so you'll see right here where it's got Center Street, Westfield and Sunset, Westfield Park. There's Trail Ridge Estates. And this year we've decided to, at the Trail Ridge Estates Park, this year we've also decided to put one up on the Heights in Rimview up there. And then we've also decided to take one to Anderson Junction. So those are where we got the most requests for something up in the Heights and Anderson Junction. So we thought that it was a good use of the city funds. It costs about $1,000 a dumpster, but that brings it to those 2 areas. So that is one thing that we did an expenditure of. And then, of course, we have the spring social where city council and the mayor will be serving, it's barbecue. It'll be serving hot dogs and hamburgers at the park. And then we are going to have our community Easter egg hunt. And this is going to start at Center Street Park at 10 a.m. But we also are going to be doing for the older kids. Last year we did the Easter egg hunt for young kids that we did littles. And then we started a scavenger hunt for the older kids where it's a hunt for the golden egg and it's around town and it's a golden egg that's, probably the size of 2 or 3 footballs. But anyways, it has a paper inside that you bring back to the park and you get $100 in cash. So it's a hunt for the golden egg and it's a scavenger hunt. And that is only for the kids that are 12 to 17. So the Easter egg hunt is for the younger kids at the park. But this year we are going to start the scavenger hunt for the older kids. We're going to start that at 9:30. Last year we started them later and all of the little kids were done. And so we had parents waiting. So we decided that one thing we do this year is let the older kids get out first. And so they'll get out, they can be hunting while the Easter egg hunt is taking place. So that will be super fun, but that's going to be down at the Center Street Park. And then the farmers market will start back up May 20th. So, and then one other thing we did want to report on that you'll see it hit social media. We've obviously got a lot of things going on. Every year we've had, 1 or 2 kids that have worked for the city. They've done, they've helped us just situationally to do things like set up at the farmers market, or they've helped with setting up chairs that, spring socials and things. So we actually are starting a youth program. So if you are a youth and you want to be involved in that, then what we need you to do is contact the city and we'll get you on the list and we'll get you the paperwork that you can fill out. And it'll be, different jobs from helping us with different things. I mean, they might learn to, they might be doing some of the streets stuff of just, cleaning out landscaping, things like that. They might be picking up the things at the cemetery, you know, the decorations after memorial, things like that. But we want to actually get that started, and we think that'd be a really great thing for youth in Tokerville. You do have to be 16, so 16, 17, that's the age groups that we're looking for. So if you've got somebody that fits that and you want them to kind of have some summer work, then go ahead and hit us up for temporary, seasonal, part-time work. So that's what we've got going on.
All right. Thank you. Anybody have questions for Afton?
Afton, we had a deal where we were looking for a prosecutor last year. We sent out something. Did we get any responses? We didn't get any. Okay.
No.
But you've talked to,
Yes,
Go ahead.
yeah. After we went and met with the sheriff, they contacted us back and said, hey, yeah, we'd like to set up a meeting to talk about, give you a list of names of people that you can contact to get a county prosecutor. Gary, what you're talking about last year, we had talked about sending out an RFP for a prosecutor. And it actually never did go out. We ended up saying we're going to up our level of service with the sheriff's office. And then we wanted to go through code enforcement and see if we could do it that way. We've been back through the sheriff's office. We've done code enforcement, and it's apparent that we need to move in the direction of the prosecutor. So that's what happened. We talked about sending out an RFP, but it was never finalized to actually send out the RFP. So yeah.
Eric normally allows his deputy county attorneys to moonlight. Several of them do prosecutions for different municipalities, and meeting with Eric, he will probably tell you that, but what we can do is get him an RFP. He can circulate it to everybody in his office and let them individually submit, their proposals.
And he said he had a list of his office when they called. They said they had a list of them that do that. So perfect. Yeah, but yeah, Gary, it was never finalized to authorize sending out the RFP. So we did not send that out.
Okay.
Oh, no.
all right, we're going to move on to our business part of the meeting tonight. Item 1, this is we're going to talk about the vote. Anyways, it was to waive the Litchfield zone change application fee. And this was for the land acquisition for the bypass road. So we felt that the city didn't need to charge them for the zone change when we needed the zone change to happen. So this was voted on 11th of January, and the vote was 4-1. So I just want people to be made aware of that. Item 2, discuss and possible action on ordinance 2023 adopting Ash Creek Special Service District Development Procedures, Design Standards, and Construction Specifications. So this is their design change. We have to, the city basically says we're going to do our sewers as they have laid out in their design. And Heath has gone through and changed, basically saying that the city will adopt this. So anyways, it's pretty simple, wasn't it? He just had to change a few.
Yeah, they gave us a sample form.
Right.
I just modified it, put it into ours. I changed a few terms that work with our code.
Okay.
And I even cite where we're going to put it because we have a section in Title 8 of the Tokerville Code under Article 3 for sewer, and it says that we'll adopt their administrative rules and things like that. This one, I put a new Section 3 that says where their design standards and specifications are adopted to.
So is Exhibit A going to be included with that ordinance? Because
Yeah, I didn't have it with me, but they've provided it to the city, I think. So yeah, we just attach it to the back of it, and that would be.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we didn't get a copy of that
right.
in our packet.
Is that?
It's pretty detailed.
Yeah, I just needed to, maybe have.
You're not voting on if you like their design standards.
Right,
you're
What
right.
you're voting on is
That
that
we're
we have
gonna-
an ordinance that says if they update theirs, we'll adopt them.
Yep.
So we have to adopt.
Yeah, if you guys want to read it, I've actually perused through it the last sewer district meeting, and it's thick, and I almost fell asleep. So
You can
Yeah.
definitely see it if you're curious about what their design
And
standards
it's
are.
not negotiable.
yeah, it is. It's not even negotiable.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
just, it just should have been included with the
Okay.
ordinance when it gets
I
filed.
think.
is all I'm
Do you
saying.
have
We'll
it?
get a copy. You
It
have it?
says-
You've got a copy of that, don't you? Okay, I will.
Yeah.
I've got it in my email. I'll send it over to you, then you can send it out.
It says possible action. Are you looking for a motion?
Yeah, we do need to vote on this ordinance too. Yep. So,
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I trust the mayor and Councilman Amble sit on the board,
Yeah.
right? So, and then our city attorney goes over it. So, but like Gary said, it'd be nice to just see it.
Okay, we will get that sent to you.
I'm just sending it to Daisy right here.
Oh,
I got them from
okay.
Matt Goodrich. So
And I do know that Ash Creek, they have persons, they meet with, on a regular basis, I think a monthly basis, with the public works directors for each of the municipalities. They talk about and share their standards and specifications to try to keep them about as uniform
Yep.
as possible. So whether you're building a sewer line in Washington City or in the unincorporated area out here on the east side, a contractor knows, okay, I got to have this much feet of gravel bedding before I put my sewer line in it, and those types of things. And so I think you'll see their standards are real close to the counties and most of the municipalities in the county.
I just sent that to her, and it's 172 pages.
Yeah.
So
So, and basically the main change this year was they're going to new pipes that
Yeah.
don't get eroded. Their manholes are either gonna be Armor Rock or a special kind of treated manhole that wear 100 years. They're talking 100-year life. And it's more money. That's what we've been waiting on out our road, was those manholes. So that was one of the things that held us up. So those are the kind of things they've updated. Most of the stuff has stayed the same. They just updated a few things and
Technology. has
took
changed,
170
the types of
pages.
pipe and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
So, and then they have new technology for inspecting pipe. They run the camera down it now. They have some really neat stuff at the sewer district, and that stuff's called out in this thing. So it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a long, boring read. I didn't get it all the way down, but I just looked at the new stuff. But that's basically what it is. We're going to adopt their standards.
Move that we approve business item F2.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right.
I think the last time their standards were updated was 2014. So
Yeah.
they're about 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
All right, item number 3, discuss and possible action on resolution 2023, uniform fee schedule, creating public improvement inspection fee and updating park pavilion and ball field fees, removing portable chairs and extra table fee, creating a maximum of 2 additional field preps. So we just keep that. This, I think, we're something we're always going to be updating.
Yeah,
We're going to
exactly.
keep adding and subtracting and changing things as we go through it. Anyways.
I just have a stupid question. So Daisy, could you put the exhibit up? I was just kind of curious as to, well, one, why are we deciding not to do tables any longer? Because no one's ever asked, or
right.
it's just, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So on
And
that one.
yeah.
And then on the ball fields, you could blow that up for me. Thank you. So I just didn't quite understand if I were under the maximum of 2 where that was changed. I didn't understand what was going on
So it's
there.
so that's for tournaments. If we have it, we prep the field for the tournaments,
Mhm.
and then it caps at a maximum of 2. Like, so if they need to go down, they're 2-day tournaments, right? So like, let's say he
They want
does a
the
ball field prep,
dragged.
right? And then go back and do it. We do a maximum of 2 of those.
Okay, so
And yeah, they already get 1. So we either have to jack the fee way up to cover the cost of wages to go drag the field again, or we got to cap it at 2.
I didn't know if we're
So-
dragging the field in between each game or just at the
When
beginning
they-
of the day.
yeah.
Okay.
And before that, it was just whatever. It was like, oh, 1
Usually
each, and
they'll
then they could
drag
get
it,
1.
rock chalk and on
Yeah.
the lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chalk out the batter's box.
That was my stupid question.
Oh, that's good to know. Some clarification is wonderful. All right. Is there any other questions on that? Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
I move that we accept or
Change uniform, yeah.
change the
Fee schedule.
resolution uniform fee schedule. Business item F3.
I have a motion. Second?
Second.
I have a second. Any more discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, item number 4, discuss and possible action on simple subdivision application submitted by Jesse Olds, tax ID number, you see it there. Current zoning is single-family residence, R112. They're staying R112, they're just taking one lot instead of dividing into 2 lots. So pretty simple. Yeah, you got that there, Daisy? So,
There is one mistake on that
on that drawing,
drawing there.
Okay.
That was a previous drawing. It shows lot 1, 2, and 3. Lot 3 is not a lot. It's just the remainder of the parcel. It will
Okay.
hold its,
does it stay with 1 or
Yes.
2? Which part does it stay with?
it stays by its own. So there are
Okay.
2 parcels there and that one of them they are splitting to create the 2 lots. So where you see lot 1 and 2,
Okay,
those 2 are the actual lots. The one that's up on top it will be a parcel number, like you see the T54B or whatever that is.
right.
So in essence, there are only 2 lots in this plat.
Is this a minor subdivision and a lot line adjustment?
Simple subdivision.
Subdivision. Is the boundary lines of lot 3 being adjusted though?
Yes, it is. So it's basically it's in our simple subdivision. We're taking two parcels now and making it into 3. But one will just the first one will be it's just and the reason for that is so that you have 80 foot of frontage on the lot 1 that's being created that meets the minimum standard of the zoning for the 12,000 square foot. The lot 2 is becoming a flag lot. And a bunch of different things. So we've got a combination there. We've got a flag lot, which is being created, but we allow that flag lot to be created. We just don't allow that in like your normal stand 10 lot allow flag lots to be designed. So essentially, yeah, there's the correct boundary right there. So. And that's the plat that's being reviewed by our surveyor right now.
Any other?
All of the other stuff, I don't know if maybe I speak too much, but
So it's a fire department, what is it, the width of that pole?
26 feet, which is
Nice.
what
Is
the
it
International
26?
Fire
So
Code
the
it
fire
is
requires.
26 feet, and they on their construction drawings they are required to have fire hydrant. The construction drawings do show a fire hydrant there, as well as up on the parcel T53A. And then they also have a curb gutter and sidewalk there, which I'm not sure that got on your agenda, but they are requesting a deferral agreement.
Not on here tonight.
Yeah, so we'll have to,
address
before
that.
maybe at your next meeting, they would like to defer that, being how there is no curb gutter sidewalk on that entire street. But their construction drawings do show that. We have, we're going to receive the engineer's estimate for those improvements so that you can process that deferral agreement. And
You
he,
mentioned in your comments that there were a couple items that were in progress but not completed yet. I assume they're all done now.
construction quite signed off on as of yet, correct? Or
No, they don't have all the signatures yet.
so there's,
But that's just to pull a permit, not to do the zone change.
Correct.
Right.
no,
Okay.
this is not the simple subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not,
it-
sorry, not
well,
zone change.
actually, the
but
simple
simple subdivision.
It does require them to submit the maps and
Right.
start the process. Also, they have to this map you're seeing here. If you zoom out, you'll see that that'll come before the District Service. The attorney signs it. It actually is quite a encumbersome project. I've talked to you, or maybe I've talked to the Planning Commission a little more about that. Was that we need to adopt a lot split ordinance that because really what we're making these people go through to do just basically that, a lot split.
It's a subdivision. Yeah. It's
We're
basically
going
like
through a
doing
whole
subdivision. Yeah.
It's a lot more encumbersome than it really should be.
Good.
But
But this is so they can go to the next step and go to the next step. We have, you know,
Yeah,
there's.
so they're, yeah, so
Yeah.
basically approval, if you give them approval tonight, they've got to that point, but your approval would need to be based on staff's comments and them
Right.
finishing the plat, or staff, meaning not just me, but the city attorney,
Right.
everybody reviewing the maps and different things to make sure that they are correct and complete.
Okay, so we need to include staff comments on any motion that's made,
I would suggest that, yes,
along with anything else?
that the construction drawings be built to plan. And, well,
Well, we
they'll
can do
they'll
that
have to
on-
come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
well, that is one of
But
the,
just-
that is one of the requirements of the simple
right,
subdivision, is that they submit construction plans. Is, and the deferral agreement, but
Right. but then-
that's not on the agenda for that.
Right.
I don't know, Heath, I'd defer to you if they could make a motion with that deferral agreement as a
Yeah.
condition.
And
Okay.
got that standard form deferral agreement that we've used.
You've sent that to me, so we'll just use that. I'd planned on that, but
Wait
That's a
for
separate
engineer, yeah, that's a, but you could add that to your motion that the deferral agreement
Yeah.
is in there also
Approve
before.
it subject to
Yeah.
staff recommendations
And a deferral
and
agreement.
approval of a deferral agreement for the public improvements.
so when you say staff, that means the city attorney, the city engineer, the city surveyor, me, Riker, Afton.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
Well, aren't you good enough?
It's just, you're good enough.
No,
Darren.
I'm not. So,
Okay, I move that we approve business item F4 with the approval of staff comments and also with the condition that a deferral agreement is approved as well.
I have a second. Do we have any other discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Wow,
It's a record.
6:33. So does anybody have any other questions before we move? Well, we adjourn this meeting at 6:33. Thank you for coming. That's how they're supposed to.